This is sheet 4.4, word problem practice writing equations in slope-intercept form. This is the fifth sheet that you'll have been doing this with, and I would believe by now you're going to start really starting to catch on with what we're doing. Problem 1, let's read through fundraising. Be sure that you have the sheet in front of you, please. That really helps, I think, a lot when you have the sheet in front of you. Work on the problem, pause the video, work on a problem, pause the video until you get done with the sheet. Fundraising. Imani and her friends held a bake sale to benefit a shelter for homeless people. The friends sold 22 cakes on the first day and 15 cakes on the second day of the bake sale. They collected $88 on the first day and $60 on the second day. Let X represent the number of cakes sold. Y represent the amount of money. What they're trying to, then you want to find the slope of the line that would pass through the points given. They're trying to tell you here that you're going to write two coordinates. One coordinate will be for the first day, the other coordinate will be for the second day. X is the amount of cakes sold on a day, Y is the amount of money they made on a day. You need to determine what the two coordinates are. One will be for the first day, the other will be for the second day. Make your t-table. Find it, and when you do that, change in Y or change in X. You get done, you say M equals, and then what we call the change. This is a symbol for change in mathematics. The little triangle next to Y, the change in Y over change in X. Remember the Y number on top, X on the bottom. That will be your slope. Now what you want to do then when you get this is simplify that. Take the top divided by the bottom to find the actual slope. So I pause the video here. Do your work for problem 1, please. Problem 2. Jobs. Mr. Kimball receives a $3,000 annual salary increase. Key phrase there, annual salary increase. Mr. Kimball receives a $3,000 annual salary increase on the anniversary of his hiring if he receives a satisfactory performance review. His starting salary was $41,250. Write an equation to show S, Mr. Kimball's salary after Y years at this company, if his performance reviews are always satisfactory. Slope-intercept form equation. The words actually tell you where the starting number is that needs to go in for B. That means your other one is your slope. That's your changing amount for this right here for MX. And I'll let you write your equation now. You should be able to do that by now. Problem 3, census. The population of Laredo, Texas was about 197,500 in 2003. It was about 123,000 in 1990. If we assume that the population growth is constant, what that means is it always grew at the exact same amount. It wasn't years it was more than the other. It was just always growing at the same amount. Write a linear equation to find P, Laredo's population for any year Y. All right, in this problem, linear equation, that means this, y equals mx plus b. When you're told a linear equation, that is a y equals mx plus b equation. So what you have to do is find your slope. Did they give you the slope in this equation? No, they did not. But they did give you two coordinates. They did give you two coordinates. One of them is right here. The other one is right here. Now, to do this, I want you to think about when you write these coordinates. What comes first? The year or the population? The year or the population? As I mentioned in an earlier worksheet in an earlier video, time is usually your X number. The amount is your Y number. So take a look at here. You will need to build a t-table again, and you will have to find your slope. These are your coordinates. Put them in there. Find your change in X over change in Y over change in X. After you do that, that will be your slope number. Now, when it comes to your beginning amount, when you work in a word problem situation where you've been given years or you've been given months, to find the beginning amount, okay, B will equal the older date. or the amount from the older date. So you have to look at where is the older amount, the older date. That tells you the older amount. That tells you which amount to use. So which is older, 1990 or 2003? You have to use the amount from whichever one of those is the older date. Okay, pause the video. Why don't you work on that problem? When you get done, let's try number 4. Number 4, Mr. Williams pays $40 a month for city water, no matter how many gallons of water he uses. He uses in a given month. Mr. Williams pays $40 a month for city water, no matter how many gallons of water he uses. This is a key phrase in that sentence, no matter how many gallons of water he uses. Let X represent the number of gallons of water used per month. Let Y represent the monthly cost of the city water in dollars. What is the equation of the line that represents this information? What is the slope of this line? Now, that's a key part down here. What is the slope of the line? That means they're telling you write an equation in slope-intercept form. Mx plus b. Notice it says pays $40 a month for city water, no matter how many gallons of water he uses. So where does that 40 go? Will it be $40 times the amount of gallons he uses, or will it just be a $40 over here? Take a close look at that. Look at your wording. No matter how many gallons of water he uses, he pays $40. From that, you now can try to write the equation. Now, when you do that, and when you put that over here, wherever you put it into your equation over there, take a close look at what will your slope be then. What will my slope be? If the amount isn't going to change and it's always going to be the same, what's my slope? And I'll let you think about that. And if you have any questions with it, please bring it to me. Again, pause the video here now. Write your equation for number 4. Let's look at number 5, shoe sizes. Sorry that this came out so dark from the copy place, but this top one up here, this is UK, the bottom one is US. Table shows how women's shoe sizes in the United Kingdom compared to women's shoe sizes in the United States. So we gave us a table. This part up here, when you have a table written sideways, X is on top, Y is on the bottom. X is on top, Y is on the bottom. We're told write a linear equation to determine any US size if you are given the UK size. Linear equation, what type of format for the equation again? That's right, Y equals mx plus b. Okay, looking up here at our information. Question that you need to determine. Have you been given your slope? If you have, let's put that in for m. If you haven't, you have to find it. And you have to find it by using then, if you haven't been given, then look at your table. Then you need to pick 2 coordinates from the table. It doesn't matter which 2. I can pick these 2 right here. I got 3 over 5.5 and 3.5 and 6. I could use 4.5 and 7 and 5 and 7.5. But if you're not given the slope, but you've been given points, then build a t-table. X, Y, and find your slope. The next thing you're going to have to find after you do that is the Y-intercept. Once you find your slope, you have to find the Y-intercept. Well, how do I find the Y-intercept when I've been given just a table? What you have to do is you are going to have to go and count backwards. You look at your table and notice for X, the Y-intercept is always at 0. Well, have you been given X equals 0 in your table? No, you haven't. So you will have to count backwards. So now I'm going to go from 3. What will be the next number if I was to go back to the left? I'll give you a hint. The next number here will be 2.5. And you have to ask yourself, how do I get from 3 to 2.5? Then if I go from 6 to 5.5 on the United States for Y, how do I get from 5.5 back 1? And I'm going to have to keep going backwards. So 5.5. So what is the difference between 6 and 6.5? It's a half. So 5.5 minus 0.5, that's going to be 5. So now I have to keep going backwards on my table here until x equals 0. So just extend the table out here a little ways and keep going. So 3 back to 2.5. Now I'm at 2.5. What will be next? Notice the top is always going backwards by a half, so go back by a half again on the top and go back by a half again on the bottom until you get to the point where you have a 0 for x in the answer down below. That answer down below 0, that is your y-intercept. Then number 6, you should be able to answer then once you have your equation written in slope-intercept form. Number 7, it says, is the y-intercept a valid data point for the information given? Well, here's the y-intercept. When you get it in your table, I told you that your y-intercept is located where x equals 0. If you have a size 0 and you have a 2.5, will that really be a valid data point? Think about that. Write down whatever answer you think you would work for number 7. If you have any questions, please feel free to bring that sheet to me. I'll be happy to help you with it. Okay, pause the video here. Finish up number 5, 6, 7 if you need to. Play it back. Turn in your sheet when you get done. Thank you.